So, Nishchal, thank you very much for joining me today. We're all very keen to hear your thoughts on the three topics we're discussing here today.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm also excited to hear what questions you have, and I hope my answers will help the different individuals who will watch this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Thank you. The first
Thank
question
you.
I've got for you then, Nishchal, is what's one piece of advice that you were given that you feel has had the most impact on your career so far?
Okay, Danny, I think the biggest advice that was given to me at the beginning of my career was one must never stop learning. So I think this was the best thing I heard. That let's say there could be some issue in the project, there could be something happening on the work, but the learning should never stop. So we must always focus on learning something new. We have to be hungry. As they say, we have to stay hungry, stay foolish, to grow, to develop ourselves. I think ultimately it's not about only learning, but what value we add. But it will be our learnings, our knowledge that will help us to add some value. So we should not just complete our work, but we should always add the value. And to do that, I think learning will be the key. So learning at the beginning of the career is very important, but definitely every time we have to be like a student and to be like a learner.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think that's a really great piece of advice, isn't it? Because I suppose, there's always an opportunity to learn, whether it's from new technology developments and taking a course, or whether it's from,
Yeah,
colleagues, both more senior and less senior than yourself. And, as you say, every day can be a school day, and it's just how you apply that knowledge then that makes you more valuable.
correct. Exactly.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you very much for that. So, question
No
two,
problem.
what are some
Mhm.
ways that you help your teams to feel valued and impactful in their work?
Okay, good one. Mm, I think it is very important to understand what are the interests of the individual team members. So we must know what is the business goal. We must know what are the requirements from the customer. But we should also know what are our team members looking forward to. What are their career aspirations? So we have to help them. We have to appreciate them. Let's take an example of a software development project. So I could have a colleague who is great in software development. Then another one could be great in architecture and design. Some others could be great in the process areas, debugging, analysis, testing. So why not we assign them activities based on their interests? This way, according to me, there are more chances that we will get an optimum output from them. So we have to help them grow. We have to give them a constructive and positive feedback. The culture in the team should be inclusive. There should be also a focus on the work-life balance. I think all these factors will definitely help to keep the team motivated and happy. And we will be able to give uh, a great customer satisfaction also.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think, there's no better feeling, is there, than feeling, that you're playing to your strengths and that your work is, really well set up in a way that means that you can deliver your best every time. And I think, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great way of feeling value and definitely impactful too.
Yes.
Brilliant. Well, I think that advice leads us well into question three, which is what impact can ineffective communication around, the requirements of a project, and what sort of impact does that have on the project as a whole? And what steps do you take to avoid that happening?
I would say the uh, you are asking about the ineffective communication on the requirements, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
So mainly, I would say such things, or yeah, such kind of ineffective communication on requirements mainly would happen due to the communication gaps between the OEM and the tier one suppliers and the tier ones. So, but what will it lead to? I think it will, or based on my experience, I can say it will definitely lead to ambiguous requirements. So we can take some example like the requirement said that the airbags should be deployed, but when, after what point of time, at what instant, and also let's say what will happen if the airbag is deployed late or if it is not deployed. So we need the requirements for corner cases also. So there should not be any assumptions, there should not be any wrong interpretations. So I think this is like one example, and what ultimately it brings is it will bring quality issues. So the customer won't get the great quality product. There will be delays in the delivery.
Mm.
There will be lot of rework. There will be budget issues. So the initial estimation of the cost and the estimations later will go wrong. There will be a lot of work on reanalyzing, going to the requirements once again, refining them once again. So, according to me, there could be some measures that we already follow in automotive world. This should be more rigorous, and I can say there should be measures like we must make some uh, clearly defined requirements. So it's not only on the customer, but it is also on the internal stakeholders, a responsible team, let's say a system engineering team or the requirement engineering team, who has to take the ownership and responsibility of clearly defining the requirements. At the same time, it should not be like uh, only a few stakeholders are involved, but the right teams are involved right from the beginning. So it could be not only the requirement engineering, but also the test team, also the development team that should be involved along with the customer. And we have to define clear requirements. We should make use of the processes. So in ASPICE, in automotive, ASPICE has definitions for software requirements. It has clear definitions for system engineering and requirements, and so on. Why not to make use of such really good processes? If this process doesn't suit a project, then we can check another process. But we need to have clear set of definitions, clear set of proper lines of actions we should follow to really jump into a product development. And we should definitely make use of tools, Jira, Confluence. We should write minutes of meetings, and a clear documentation, clear requirements will only lead to a great product. When we have a great product, there will be a high level of customer satisfaction. There will be a high level of safety for the users. I think it will be a great product ultimately only when the start process, that is the requirement engineering, is taken very, very seriously.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think that's great advice. And I suppose one way to look at it is the time it takes to double check and really assure things up at the start is going to be a lot
Yeah,
less time than it takes to completely redo everything towards the end of the process once it's realized.
definitely. Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time there.
Thanks, Danny. Thank you so much. Really great interacting with you.